I used two different cages for the Canon R6 Mark II in the past year. I want to compare them, show you the pros and the cons so you'll know which one you should get because there are some big differences. And I purchased both cages from SmallRig. This video is not sponsored, but I do have affiliate links in my description. If you want to use them, I really appreciate it. A good cage should do four things. Make it easy to attach other accessories, keep all the camera buttons, switches, cards, and battery easy to reach, protect the camera, be lightweight and sturdy. So, I'm Christy, and let's see which of these two cages checks all the requirements. This is the first version of the cage that came out immediately after the release of the Canon R6 Mark II. It has a black finish, somewhere between matte and glossy. It has lots of threaded holes on all sides, a cold shoe mount, an RE hole and RE locating pins for the handle, two NATO rails. This is important, I will explain why. You have one at the top, one on the left side, and an Arca Swiss mounting on the bottom part. These rubbers are here to protect your camera from any scratches, and overall the cage has three attachment points. One at the bottom and two small locks with their own little screws just to make sure your camera will not twist. All three screws can be operated with this magnetic wrench that has its own place on the bottom of this cage, and it's really helpful. The new version of the cage also has a bunch of mounting options everywhere you look. This is the Black Mamba cage for the Canon R6 Mark II, and honestly, I like the texture more on this one. It has an Arca Swiss mounting as well, rubber protections on the inside, same type of attachment points, one at the bottom and two other small locks on the sides, which you can of course tighten up using the magnetic wrench. So you would think that this cage is too similar to the old one, but it's not. I will show you. You see here on the top, the cold shoe is in the same position, same RE hole and locating pins right here, but this cage doesn't have NATO rails, and to me this is much better. I actually prefer this cage, and I will show you the difference between the two handles that I recommend with these cages. On the old cage, because it has NATO rails, one of the options is to choose this NATO handle from SmallRig. If this product is not available on Amazon, I will also provide a very similar product in the description, okay? This is how you mount it. You slide it onto the NATO rail of the cage and you'll see it fits perfectly. You then tighten the screw up by hand and it will lock it in place. The benefit of using this handle is that you can mount it very fast on the cage. And if you want to shoot vertical content, you have the option to mount the handle by using the other NATO rail from the left side of the cage. So then you can keep your hands in a more natural position and avoid twisting your hands. What I really love about this handle is the fact that it has 5 different cold shoe mounts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Also, it has plenty of threaded holes for other accessories, and this rubber which creates a better grip for the fingers. This one, for example, is another top handle from SmallRig, but as you can see, it has this big screw and 2 RE locating pins. This top handle works very well with the old cage model as well because the cage has this locating hole and 2 other small ones for the pins. You mount it, you tighten the screw. You can also use the magnetic Allen key that comes with the handle to secure the screw even more, and that's it. On this one you have 3 cold shoe mounts and a lot of other threaded holes. You don't have a textured rubber for the fingers on the bottom part, but for me this is not a problem, especially in the summer when your fingers could get a bit sweaty, so having only the metal part is better to me, but this is a personal preference. Now on the new Black Mamba cage, you don't have the NATO rails, but this is fine because my choice for the top handle is this one with the RE locating pins. This is my favorite top handle actually. You mount it just like on the older cage, it's safe and it becomes safer when you tighten it even more. The good part about it is that when you have to shoot vertical content, you can mount this handle on both left and right sides of the cage, which is great, and this is one of the reasons why I would choose this newer cage. Also, I like the texture on this new one, it's really nice. Bonus tip, if you still prefer the top handle with the NATO mount, you can attach this small thing called NATO rail. I recommend you the small one from Amazon. You mount it on the top of the cage, and then you slide the top handle onto the rail. I have a longer one just to demonstrate this, and you can see that I can easily mount the NATO handle on this Black Mamba cage. These rails also have 2 spring-loaded safety pins just to make sure your handle doesn't slide out. And if you enjoyed the video until this point, please press the like. And let's just say that both cages, the older one and the new cage, make it easy to attach accessories. So the first requirement is checked for both cages. But you see, this older cage has a problem. I mean, you have easy access to the ports, battery, cards, but here at the top, this part of the cage makes it difficult to press the buttons in this area. The most important thing, the record button, is the hardest to reach in my opinion. While on this new Black Mamba cage, this area is completely open, reachable, and I love it. I can use the dial, the switch, and the record button without any problems. And this is a major positive thing, so good work, Smallrig. Another frustration that I had with the older version of the cage is here at the ports. There's a clamp you can attach here to hold the micro HDMI cable in place and avoid damaging it in case of a possible, unwanted, unpredictable hit. This clamp does the job well, but mounting it is a pain. It has these two little screws which can be tightened using the magnetic wrench from the cage, but it takes some time to do this, and I was always afraid not to lose the screws when the clamp is not attached. This problem was also addressed on the new Black Mamba cage because there's a new cable clamp available called the Black Mamba clamp. It locks in place correctly and it uses one single screw to attach it to the cage, which can be tightened by hand, and this makes the process much easier and faster. Big thumbs up for Smallrig for improving this aspect as well. So when it comes to the second requirement regarding easy access to everything on the camera, the new Black Mamba cage wins for sure. And as a bonus, the improvement of the cable clamp is really great. For the third point regarding the camera protection, the old cage doesn't have anything to protect this front area where the camera grip is. However, the new Black Mamba cage has this part that wraps around the front side here, and it offers you a much better protection of your Canon R6 Mark II. So again, the winner here is the newer cage. And when it comes to weight and sturdiness, the older cage dials in at 172 grams, while the new Black Mamba cage is only 158 grams. Both cages are made from aluminum alloy, so they are sturdy and durable, but when it comes to the weight, the new Black Mamba cage is a winner again, and it's actually the winner for all the requirements mentioned in the beginning. But the thing is, buying a cage is only the first step of achieving a great setup using other amazing accessories that can really help you. Watch this video because I made a step-by-step guide that will help you build what I call the perfect camera rig for the Canon R6 Mark II. See you there.